Alright, we're back. It's been a couple hours. Let's jump right back in. Wow, it is so nice to actually be excited to, play the game that I'm recording. I think this is a sign that this was definitely the correct choice. So, just as some added context to what Past Me just said, I initially recorded a Legacy Isle video, which was initially going to be my first ever video on the channel. Let's just say that video isn't seeing the light of day anytime soon.
I really hate that man.
We can afford to spend a little bit of time in Big Quill, I think. I'm aware that this might be a challenge to edit together later. Just, deciding which bits of gameplay should stay and which shouldn't. You know, having to... because it's going to be a lot of footage. A lot more footage than before. I'm up for it, though. Honestly, if a little bit of editing grief is the expense I need to have for, enjoying what I'm doing while I'm doing it, then I'm all for it, you know? I kind of want to take the shortcut. I think I can afford it. Thank goodness for our baby legs. Very rubbery and pliable. Little aquatic family. What do you know? I am pretty certain I can outrun these guys very easily. I just don't want to let them get too close anyway. Plenty more stamp, but differences in size are what's gonna determine if they catch me or not. Is that a sty? I'm way more scared of a styraco. Alone, Styracosaurus scares me way more than a small mix pack. Not gonna lie. Big Quill might be a little too hot for me right now. Come back when I'm an adult. Let's see if we can't find any herbivores to kill later, way later. Even though I prefer getting water down here, the truth is, it's just as likely that there's a croc down here as there is in the lake. It's deep enough. I just have never really seen one camping up this far up the river, so kind of hedging my bets whenever I do this. I think I always over-exaggerate how long it takes to grow in officials. If you really are just playing by yourself and there's no distractions from questing, it's not that bad. You know, it's gonna be interesting playing this with no background audio to listen to, no podcast, no music whatsoever. Because that's what I've gotten used to doing, so hopefully it means I end up being way more aware of my surroundings. Hopefully I'm less easy to sneak up on now. For a long time, I was not in the United States. And my ping was horrible. My ping was absolutely awful. It was like 120 on a good day, right? And now that I'm back, I'm getting 60s, baby. It's great. This is smooth sailing. Having learned the game on a standard 120 ping and then coming home to have it be 60, it's like taking the training wheels off, really. I'm not sure if I'm going to share exactly where I was or why I was there just yet. eventually it all comes out anyway, so eventually I just start sharing that with you guys, but for right now, I'm gonna leave that for another time to discuss who I really am. Oh, and I'm immediately getting snuck up on by stuff. Yeah, that theory's gone. Unless he's not as close as I thought he was. He sounded pretty close, whatever that was. I don't see it. It's like the trees are like right in the way, so hopefully he doesn't see me either. I might not want to get near whatever this is. It could be a Spino. Be one of the Spinos from earlier. Kind of sounds like the kind of sounds like the Spino's gait, you know, as it walks. Oh yeah. Yep. So that was pretty far away, and I was able to hear it like right away. Like that. That was pretty lucky of me. Oh, maybe I was hearing that. What is that? I can't see it. I'll have to zoom in when I'm editing to see whatever that was. I don't really know where to go. I don't really know where to go. We could go north a bit, right? And then just like cut over to Burnt Forest and go across Desolate Pass. I think that's a good idea. I want to know what I'm hearing because it sounds small. Not that I'm that big, but it almost sounds smaller than I am. It sounds like skittery. Like I might be able to kill it. And if it's a herbivore, I might consider it. Especially if it's the herbivore I think it is. Oh. Uh-oh. Yep. I knew it. I knew it was an Amarg. And it sounds like it's already taking damage from something. Which is sad. It might have fallen? Yeah, it sounds like it fell. Because it's not like in combat or anything. Okay, I want to be very careful because I think I heard something else with it. And if it's got friends, I don't want to be anywhere near. If it's like an adult Amarg, I don't want to be anywhere near that thing. Oh. That's like worse than I could have possibly imagined. I don't want to be anywhere near that. I'm going to run away right now. I'm just going to start running. No. Not today. I swear, the people who made the Albertoceratops in this game were Diabloceratops mains back in Legacy Isle, I swear. They just want it to be the most voracious predator in the game. See if we can catch some rocks on this side of Burnt Forest away from him. Don't think he's coming for us. I don't think... He may not have seen us. Either that or he may not have been interested in running after us. Either way, we're very lucky. Alright. We are back. A lot of rain out here today in the Pathoftitans. Soggy vibes. There's something stomping around out there. They really nailed the rain in this game. I don't know, something about it just feels so cozy. Yes, the lakeweed quest, everyone's favorite. I guess I might as well. I still got plenty of time to get to Wilderness Peak, so... I think there's something up here with me. Yeah, I hear something. What is it? We'll play it cool for now. Where is this thing? It sounds like I should be able to see it very easily. But I can't see it at all. Oh, what is that? It's a herbivore. It's an iguanodon. I could kill an iguanodon, I think.
Yeah, man, come on. Oh, fuck! You picked the wrong house, fool!
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some. I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am.
Stand back, I'm entering stinko mode.
Let's get this bleed off real quick. A lot of growth. 2 minutes of growth off of that. And we get to eat. He got a lot of face punches in on me, but that's the beauty of the defense, Allo, is you are the face tank king of whatever tier you would consider this in. I don't even need to do this with Lakeweed Quest. I can just run right over to Wilderness Peak. I'm not even going to worry about it. Yeah, he screwed up the minute he ran towards me. I don't think he even saw me. I assumed that he saw me when I saw him. I don't know. He tried his best to fight back, but I don't think he did it correctly. He definitely should not have been leading with his thumb. He definitely should have been keeping his tail towards me, like, the whole time. Because that's, like, his main offensive weapon is his tail. That was good. We're now half a bar to adolescent, I believe. And that's huge. That's big. It's a big win for us. Not really a big win. We're a baby and we killed another baby. I'm kind of overhyping it, but... I don't know. Seeing that little 200-something points, like 200-something marks, and like that 2-minute growth get slapped on the screen, that was pretty excellent, I will say. I did enjoy seeing that. Something's up here with me. I wonder what it could be. Only a very small part of me wants to know. I'm not about to run up to it if I can help it. Oh. Is it like right in front of me? I could have sworn I just... Oh, yep. It's a conch. Well, lovely. It's probably going to come kill me. If I know anything about conchs, they love to do a little bit of the baby murder. He's about to sit up there. He's about to grab his stamina. And then come kill me. I already know. I already know. Yep, here he comes. Sneaking around. He doesn't look too big. He looks like he's gonna try it, though. I'm pretty sure he's big enough to be a problem for me, so if he comes and kills me, we're losing growth. And that's gonna be unfortunate. Trying to run away while he's burning stam, sprinting around back there. Best I can, at least. Might as well cash that in now. It won't make much difference if he does kill me. And I cash it in then. Hey guys, a bit of a break in the format here. There's a couple things I'm going to have to talk about in the next segment, but before we do that, let's talk about these first two fights that I just had. So with regards to the first fight with the baby iguanodon, honestly, there's really not a whole lot to go over. It was a fight between two babies, two juvies, so there's really not a whole lot you can play around and do. I already kind of mentioned it in the video. The iguanodon would have done a lot better and may actually have killed me had he just kept me in his tail a lot more and just kept hammering away with a tail attack and stopped turning his head towards me, because every time he turned his head towards me, that's a head bite for me, right? Yeah, that's really all I gotta say on that. Now, the fight with the conch, I have a bit more to say about. Obviously, going into it, I was really apprehensive, and I figured it would just be a really easy fight for the conch. And in the beginning, I think he also thought that. He could see he wasn't really trying as hard. I was very surprised how close the fight ended up actually being, right? I think I was just one hit behind him, right? We were both showing our last little bit of health there. We were both like beat up by the end. I think him and I were about one hit of difference away, and I think he just had the slight edge on me by the end of it. Things I could have done better in that fight. I could have stayed put a lot more when he finally did get his bleed off on me. I could have probably capitalized on the fact that he wanted to sit down in the middle of the fight and just sat down as well and got some of the bleed off before he could get back up. So overall, I'm pretty proud of myself for what I was able to accomplish with this fight, even though I did die. I'm just glad that it was as close as it was. Unfortunately, folks, this is about the best fight that I had with this whole playthrough with the Allo. I got into plenty of fights, but they were all just either completely one-sided, or I was just playing absolutely abysmally, and you're going to see that in a minute here. Going forward, the rest of the footage you're about to see will have taken place after the release of the July update. This means there's going to be different stuff in the game I haven't seen before, different abilities to contend with, right? Different balancing of the creatures. And most importantly, the Allo, good news everybody, is broken again. Yay! It's that time of year where they break the Allo again before they nerf it in the next update. Speaking of which, I'm just going to kind of let this next fight play out in the background while I talk over it. It doesn't go well. I definitely overestimate myself with this Allo way too much. And it's going to be my downfall in basically all of these fights. I think I'm way more powerful than I am as a sub-adult. I'm a sub-adult in this particular fight, and I'm going to be a sub-adult for the rest of them as well. Yeah, and I just keep having setback after setback and not realizing that I can't really go picking fights yet. It's just holding up my progress to getting to a full adult. If I had been full adult in this fight, I would have won for sure, because I would have just been tanky enough to outweigh all the obvious mistakes that I'm making, where I'm just not using my tail and like my head is just completely missing at all times, right? And yeah, there's not really much more to say about this. I obviously lose here, because this Allo is like full adult and he's just getting free body shots on me over and over and over again. And I just kind of dropped the ball on that fight. There's not much more to say about it. So, as all of you will know if you've watched the intro video of this series, Allo, I believe, is my most played creature in this game, which just makes it all the more embarrassing to have to keep doing these play-by-plays on my awful gameplay, right? My second most played creature, funnily enough, is the Suko. So, you know, the second he walks over that hill, I already know that I'm screwed in this gameplay. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. He's easily way faster than me. I'm already at half stam. I'm a defense Allo on top of that. So I'm already slow. Yeah, he's like twice the size I am, and I'm a sub-adult, right? He's just that huge. Suko's just that big in this game, and yeah, he clearly knows what he's doing. Look at this. Tail attacks left and right. He's not letting me have any free hits. You're about to see he's about to turn around, and he's doing the head bob maneuver that only like the sweatiest of players know how to really do. And yeah, I don't know. He doesn't really need to be doing all this fancy stuff to kill me here. He's kind of just got me dead to rights the second he saw me. So I don't know. This fight, nothing really surprised me here. This kind of played out the way you'd expect. Oh, but it didn't end there. It didn't end there. Literally moments later, the second I respawn from that last fight, I immediately spawned into about the worst situation you could spawn into. As you can see here, I almost spawned directly inside of a fully adult Pycno. This was a completely random respawn. This is the random point that it chose for me. Out of the entire map, it chose the one that was currently being occupied by another player. Wow. Wow. I said this in the gameplay. I say this in my original audio, but I'm going to say it again here. I'm going to say it right now because I don't think I'm going to keep any of that. How is that possible? How does the game not at least run, at the very bare minimum, a check to see if there is a player in the respawn point that it's about to send me to, right? How does it not at least check and then send me to a different random location, right? You'd think that would be like a really basic line of code for them to put in, right, to the respawn mechanic. Just be like, oh, maybe I should just check if the space is occupied. And that's like purely from a glitch standpoint, from like a cheat standpoint. So you don't like spawn inside of somebody and somehow like teleport under the earth or something like that, right? You'd think that would be the case. You'd think that it would run that kind of check, but it doesn't. And now we're here. Setback after setback. This is really probably the most tragic and improbable thing that could have happened to me, but it keeps going, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, I don't learn my lesson. Now, as you can see, this DASP is obviously trying to be my friend here. I imagine if I had chat or, like, friend invites turned on, I'd probably see something like that happening. I try my best to communicate that I'm, like, not hostile, but I'm also not interested. But in the back of my head, I know, like, it's any second before he just starts, like, attacking me for not being his friend, because that's what the Allo did to me earlier. And I imagine it's a problem that we're going to continue to see throughout all of the videos we do on the pathoftitans, because I'm not going to turn on chat or friend requests while I'm making videos. So instead of letting a repeat of the Allo situation happen, I immediately go for a head bite there and just get bone broken in seconds, right? I don't try to move. I try to just stand there and face tank him and then immediately get bone broken, right? Which, fun fact, if you can't tell in the video, it's kind of hard to see. It means I can't bite him in the head or at all, really. I think like 2 of those bites actually landed of mine because I was bone broken and my head was like below his entire hitbox. So, yeah, learn from my mistakes. Don't get bone broken or you're just not going to be able to hit the DASP, right? You're not going to be able to do anything to him. Now, I think it goes without saying, I could have easily killed this guy. Had I just moved around at all and just not let him bone break me, his cooldowns on his bites are abysmal. They're awful, right? They're very slow. So he kind of has to pin you down with a bone break to do any kind of work on you. Otherwise, you're just going to out damage him, right? The DPS, you're going to out DPS him, basically. Yeah, that was a pretty sad fight. That one I think I'm the most embarrassed by just because it was over before it even started, right? I could have easily killed him, I think, and just did not even come close. So the following day I was a little bit luckier. I did find this, I believe this is an adolescent Eotrike that was already getting bothered by some raptors, and I basically swooped in and stole the kill because I had a hunt herbivore quest and I was a bit hungry. So yeah, there you go. I murdered another baby. Yay for me, right? However, again, not learning my lesson, I stuck around Green Hills way too long and lived to regret it. Now, dear viewer, you know these Allios want to fight me. I know these Allios want to fight me. Why past me thought that just acting casual was going to get me out of this fight, I will never know, right? But obviously, you know, these two gang up on me. It's in hindsight, this is a very easy win for them, knowing how broken the Allo is in the current state of the game. But, yeah, at the time, I wasn't as worried about it as I should have been, right? I was seeing that I was getting some bleed off on these guys. I thought to myself, oh, man, this seems to be going okay. I've already landed my big, heavy bleed attack on one of them. I can just focus on this guy. I'll be honest, even to this day, jury's still out on whether the Allo's bleed attack is any good still, right? They messed with how status effect attacks work, like bone break, bleed, venom, right? They messed with how that works and how that equation happens. It's less reliant on the target's weight, like the weight of the dinosaur that you're attacking. So I don't really know what that means. I think the Allo, his whole thing was that he was big, right? He was like the biggest thing with bleed, basically, besides like the Suko. So I think this may have hurt him in the long run. It may have made it to where his weight difference doesn't mean as much And clearly you can see that they just kind of did their little tyrant's roar. I don't know. You're probably not going to be able to hear it in the video, but yeah, they got me good. And it just goes to show, yeah, Allo is really, really stinking good right now. So, I don't know. Play Allo, I guess. Play Allo while the getting's good before they re-nerf him like they always seem to do. Now, here in this clip, you can see I was very close to being an adult, but I couldn't help myself. I see this Lambio, he looks like he's AFK, and I just have to go investigate, and he starts moving the second I get near him, right? He hears me coming. And I'm kicking myself in this clip because I'm realizing if I'd have just run up and bit him, I'd have gotten free hits in, and this could have all gone very differently. But I don't leave him alone. I keep pestering him, and he eventually gets really tired of it all, so he just starts taking initiative here, gets the first couple hits on me, and I believe this action that he took here, getting these first couple free hits on me, is what wins out the battle for him in the end, getting this head start, because as far as I can tell, I haven't really played Lamb very much, but it seems to be almost equivalent to an Allo. In almost every way, like the speed, the damage output it can do, the turn radius, it all seems very similar. So I'm really excited to be able to play as it one day whenever we get around to it. Now, if you can see there off in the corner, two Spinos have decided to roll up and investigate, and they're clearly here to pick off whoever is the winner, so they can get 2 trophies, right? 2 trophies off the both of us. So we kind of start running. I don't know why I don't just give up and run for the hills and keep the health, what little health I had left, to try and fend off whatever comes chasing after me. But yeah, I don't. I keep fighting him. I for no reason. I stand to gain nothing if I'd have won that, because then the Meg would have just gone and killed me like he's about to kill that Lamb, which is unfortunate. Honestly, I would have much rather the Lamb just get away. You know, I would much rather him live with his victory, because that was a pretty even fight. Had there been no outside interference, I still think he would have won. Well, I still think he would have won that one, honestly. It was a very close fight, and I think that little bit of head start was all it took to get that one hit ahead of me, especially because I wasn't able to land any bleed on him, which is really unfortunate. I don't really know what's going on with that. I'm just having a lot of bad luck with the bleed in all these clips. I think I'm just getting really unlucky with running into things that have the resilient hide and dense feathers on. But yeah, either way, good fight. Not really that salty about it, except for the end there when he got third-partied. You hate to see it, but I don't know. I guess it's all a part of the game. So in this next clip here, this is a fresh day of recording. You're seeing I've already made it to full adult, but I'm still looking around for like a good fight, just because I'm not really satisfied with the content that I've filmed thus far. And I find a single fully adult Pycno just kind of watching me up here in White Cliffs, and it just kind of unravels from here. A single Pycno is one thing. It's a pretty decent fight, but it is pretty winnable as an Allo. The problem comes in when there's two. When there's 2 or more Pycnos, that's when the game changes, right? 2 Pycnos can kill just about anything in the game, as long as they're coordinating correctly. And as you're about to see here, I'm hearing it now in the clip, right? As you're about to see, there's actually 3. There's 3 fully adult Pycnos and a speed Allo up here waiting for things to come kill. So yeah, it gets pretty hopeless, honestly. Like, dealing with the Pycnos themselves would have been game over for me. I would have had a lot of fun with it. I would have loved to try and actually like take one of these guys with me on the way, seeing as how they're able to miss their charges so easily. I'm dodging out of them really quickly, but the speed Allo just kind of ruined everything. It's just kind of a wrench in the whole idea of it, right? Because like, I have to deal with it. I'd have to deal with the speed Allo, or he's just gonna like sit there and just do raw damage to me while I'm trying to dodge the Pycnos, you know, and layer his bleed on me, and that's just kind of what ruins the whole experience for me. I was gonna die anyway, but it would have been nice to at least take one of these guys with me, especially seeing how close I'm getting. A lot of them, like in this clip, you see they're taking damage pretty heavily. I think some of them might already have been damaged. They may have just been fighting something a minute ago. I don't know. But as you're about to see here, you know, the inevitable happens. They get me, right? I get the red one pretty close, but that's about as good as I could do in that situation, I think. Shortly after that, I respawned in Salt Flats. As you can see, I was really close to being an adult again already. I didn't lose very much growth at all. And I stumbled upon this young Dasp. Now, I realized that he was much younger than me. I realized that he definitely wasn't full adult. But I figured maybe since he's got his skin on, maybe he's a sub-adult. Maybe he's old enough to actually have a trophy. So I kind of just begin fighting him. And I do learn a little bit from my last Dasp fight. I really don't want him to bone break me, but honestly, it really wasn't necessary. This is definitely seal clubbing at its finest, right? This guy really didn't have much chance at all, and it kind of made me sad. It kind of made me sad to drop him here in a minute and realize, oh yeah, he definitely didn't have a trophy on him. This definitely was just like an innocent young man out here just trying to grow, and I just came over and killed him for like pretty much no reason at the end of the day. Like, I did think I could get something out of him, but I was incorrect. Yeah, and you see here, I have a little moment of clarity when I realized that I've now lived long enough to have become the villain. Yeah, this is definitely the villain arc happening right now with this Allo. It's very sad. Now, this next fight here is actually the last fight I got into with this Allo. I was wandering around Green Hills, and I kind of just stumbled upon this conch. He looked to be pretty close to full adult. I didn't really go for him just because I knew it was a long shot that I'd ever catch him, but later on, I kind of had a weird spider sense moment right here where something just didn't feel right about that hill. And as you can see, when I run up to it here, he's pretty much just, yeah, there he is, sitting right there. And I don't know how I knew something was there. I don't know how I knew he was there. I kind of just lost track of him after my first sighting of him. So as you can see here, he kind of doesn't want to fight at first, but I'm not having it. I want blood. I want to fight. I want to go for it. And let me tell you something, folks. This conflict goes on for a long time. You're about to see. This is one of the longest fights that I've had with an Allo, just kind of pursuing this conch and trying to get something to start happening with it. I cut out a lot to get to this point here, but eventually I just kind of gave up after a long time of never hitting it and him just running away. I kind of just gave up and figured there's probably an easier fight somewhere else, but God bless him, he came back. He wants the fight, so you know, I oblige. We begin actual battle at this point. Finally, a real fight begins between two consenting parties, a 1v1, if you will, at last, right? And I'm ecstatic about this when it finally happens. I'm really happy to finally be in a fight. And right there, you get to see one of the first sightings of the conch's new jump attack ability, which is interesting. You get to see him actually land it here in a couple seconds. I don't know if he does it just now or if he already just did it and I missed it, but in a minute here you'll see him actually land it and you'll get to see how much bleed it actually does to me. I'll try and point it out on screen. But from what I can tell, it's a pretty good bleed attack. Like, I don't know how much stamina it costs or like what the cooldown is for using it, but when he actually lands it on me, an adult defense Allo, it seems to do a lot. Granted, I don't have any of the resistance skins to, like, bleed or venom or anything like that, so results may vary, but, one of the problems I see him have with this is that he doesn't seem to land it a lot of the times. Like, he'll just sail straight past me and I'll hit him with a tail attack, or he'll hit me in the tail and it will do next to nothing. So it's got to be practiced, is what it seems like. This guy obviously will have had zero practice with it. This was like day 2 of the update being out, so I'm sure, right, he was just learning the mechanic as well. Now, like I said before, this fight goes on for quite some time. I can't show you guys all of it just because the fight itself would take up like half of the video's runtime, so suffice to say, it's more of the same, a lot of back and forth. He lunges at me, tries to put some bleed on me, and I end up hitting him with my tail quite a bit. I think we both did about as good as we could do in this fight. Like I said before, it's a really good fight. It just, there's only one thing that really ruins it, and it's the way it ends, which you're going to see up here in a couple minutes. But yeah, it gets to the point where I kind of give up and run off into the birch forest and hide. But just like before, he can't seem to resist, and he comes back to try and find me. And now I don't know how I snuck up on him like this. I don't know how he didn't see me or hear me. But I catch him by surprise, and we begin fighting in like this birch biome now. And yeah, the fight just kind of kept going on from there. Overall, the fight was going really, really well for both parties. I feel like we were both playing really well. This fight would have gone down as my favorite fight that I've gotten into with an Allo, honestly. Had the conch not made this exact decision you're seeing right here. Yes, that's right. Your eyes don't deceive you. He's literally running up to this Spino and this Suko that just kind of rocked up out of the weeds and recruiting them to his hit squad to come kill me and finish me off. Now, I don't know if I've said this yet at this point, but I'm going to say it right now. I acknowledge that the metagamey parts of this game and like all these dinosaur survival games that exist are just kind of always going to be a part of the game. Like, people are going to play it from like an outside human perspective. People are going to, you know, min-max with the choices, how they build their dinosaur, right? People are going to mix pack. It's going to be that way. I get it. I'm not really the type of person to say that we should just completely ban mix packing in like official servers or something like that. I feel like it's important to just kind of let the game play the way it's going to play. But when somebody makes like such a douchey decision like this, right? Just to completely throw the whole fight, ruin it, and just like get some outside help in like the weird, I don't know. It just, something about this just pissed me off to the point where I just kind of couldn't think clearly at this point. Now, obviously, I could have escaped this scenario, right? Especially in hindsight. You can see, like, I think I have enough stamina to get away from this Spino, especially because he's running to have to catch up to me right here. I definitely could have gotten away from him pretty easily, but I was just so mad. I wanted to hit stuff, so I went in and started fighting this Spino, and in my defense, I think I fought this Spino about as well as an Allo can fight a Spino. And yeah, it just kind of plays out exactly how you would expect it to by looking at the screen here, right? I kind of stay in the spot you're supposed to stay in with a Spino like this. I do as best I can, but, you know, right there, you saw that typical Unreal Engine jank. He's going to hit me eventually with that no matter where I am, just because of his bendy, wavy hitbox. And yeah, it just kind of, I wasn't really expecting a whole lot out of this particular fight, but it's just disappointing that the fight with the conch led to this, right? And that, dear viewer, concludes our Allo playthrough. We ended on kind of a sour note. Overall, we ended up killing 3 things. We killed a juvenile iguanodon. We killed a assumedly adolescent eotrike, and then what I assume is a subadult Daspletosaurus as well. We killed 3 things, and then we were ourselves killed 8 times, and we went over each of those instances. Overall, really bad showing on my part, especially as someone who really likes the Allo and enjoys playing as them. This it kind of pains me to show you guys this today, but that's the playthrough. That's what we had. That's how it's gonna be around these parts. All right, we're gonna spin the wheel, and we're gonna see what we get, and then we're gonna play as that thing, and whatever happens, happens. That's kind of what I'm going for with this series. I want unfiltered, unaltered gameplay. I wanna be able to show you guys basically big picture about what happened. In terms of the formatting of each episode going forward, I think I'm just gonna kind of stick to what you saw here with a short growth montage followed by kind of a play-by-play of each of the fights and interactions I get into. Hopefully going forward, now that I know kind of how each of these episodes are going to be like constructed and edited, maybe filming will be a little bit easier. Maybe I won't have to worry about recording my own dialogue while I'm playing so much, because there's a lot of cut footage here. Overall, I think we ended up playing for about 8 hours in-game time, at least. I haven't really counted it up. I don't really care to, right? We had so many setbacks that it's just artificially extended the time it took by a lot, so going forward, hopefully we don't have as many issues. Hopefully I'm a little bit more careful during the growth part of my journey. And now, dear viewer, it's time to decide which video I'm making next. We already know where we're playing. We're going to be playing on Pandora next, if we can. So, there's only one thing left to do. And that's spin that wheel. That's going to be fun. I've never really committed to an Anki in officials. I've never bothered. I've heard they're really good. I've played as them on the customs. I know they can be kind of overpowered and a problem. So we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. Yeah. So tune in next time to see me play as an Allosaurus on Pandora.
What it's cracking with it, my fellas? It's your boy EDP445. I'm back out of prison running a cupcake store.
These are the lions of the Jurassic, the top predators of their age.